Right. Hello, everyone. It's been a long time since I did a live stream from YouTube. Years, as a matter of fact. And this is only like the third one of those. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read from Evening Thoughts with Octavius Winslow. Evening Thoughts or Daily Walking with God with Octavius Winslow. And this is from or for rather, January the 4th. Octavius Winslow. If you're not familiar with Octavius Winslow, check out his writings. I do believe that they would be a great blessing to you. But it says, "Let my prayer be set forth before you as incense and the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice." Psalm 141, verse number 2. This passage presents the Christian to our view in his holiest and most solemn posture, drawing near to God, and presenting before the altar of his grace the incense of prayer. The typical reference to this is strikingly beautiful. "You shall make an altar to burn incense upon, and Aaron shall burn thereon sweet incense every morning. When he dresses the lamps, he shall burn incense upon it. And when Aaron lights the lamps at even, he shall burn incense upon it." A perpetual incense before the Lord throughout your generations. That this incense was typical of prayer would appear from Luke chapter 1 and verse number 10. And the whole multitude of the people were praying without at the time of incense. And David, though dwelling in the more shadowy age of the church, thus correctly and beautifully interprets this type, "Let my prayer be set before you as incense." But from where arises the incense of prayer ascending to the throne of the eternal? Oh, it is from the heart. The believer's renewed, sanctified heart is the censer from where the fragrant cloud ascends. True prayer is the incense of a heart broken for sin, humbled for its iniquity, mourning over its plague, and touched and healed and comforted with the atoning blood of God's great sacrifice. This is the true censer. This it is at which God looks. For the Lord sees not as man sees, for man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. Precious beautified by God. There exists not upon earth a more vile and unlovely and the self-searching view of the true believer than his own heart. And yet, oh wondrous grace, God, by his renewing spirit, has made of that heart a beautiful, costly, and precious censer, a cloud of whose incense ascends and fills all heaven with its fragrance, with all its indwelling evil and self-loathing. God sees its struggles, watches its conflict, and marks its sincerity. Not a feeling thrills it, not an emotion agitates it, not a sorrow shades it, not a sin wounds it, not a thought passes through it of which he is not cognizant. Believer, Jesus loves that heart of yore. He purchased it with his own heart's blood, agonies and tears, and he loves it. It is his temple, his home, his censer, and never can it approach him in prayer, but he is prepared to accept both the censer and the incense with a complacency and delight which finds its best expression in the language of his own word. "I will accept you with your sweet savor." And what shall we say of the fragrance of this incense? Oh, how much we have yet to learn the intrinsic sweetness of real prayer. We can but perfectly conceive the fragrance there must be to God in the breathing of the divine spirit in the heart of a poor sinner. It is perhaps but a groan, a sigh, a tear, a look, but it is the utterance of the heart, and God can hear the voice of our weeping and interpret the language of our desires when the lips utter not a word. So fragrant to him is the incense of prayer. Lord, all my desire is before you, and my groaning is not hid from you. And that is the evening thought from Octavius Winslow for January 4th. And hope this has been a blessing to you. Have a great, great day. Bye now.